Welcome to Vehicle Training for Halo 3. We're here to share some of the tactics and strategies used by Halo 3's elite players. The purpose of these videos is to help you perfect your skills and provide you with the strength that you'll need to succeed in the Halo 3 Championship coming up in March. This video focuses on the human vehicles you'll find in ranked Halo 3 matches. Both the Mongoose and the Warthog can carry multiple occupants around the map very quickly. These vehicles control differently than vehicles in most games. However, once you get used to the control scheme, they can really turn the tide of battle. The right thumbstick controls your forward and backward speed, but not like a gas or brake pedal. Instead, how far you push the stick up or down determines the speed you want to go, and you'll automatically apply the accelerator, brake, or reverse to match the speed set by your right thumbstick. There's also an e-brake button that slows the rear wheels and kicks out the back end to help you get around corners or slide sideways into enemy infantry. The left thumbstick points where you want to go, not which direction you want to turn the wheels. What this means is you should point the reticule whichever direction you want to head, and by going in forward or reverse, you'll automatically adjust the wheels to orient the nose of your vehicle in that direction. While this can make fine maneuvering a little difficult, the advantage here is that you can be moving at high speed, or even be in mid-air, and then point the reticule where you want to go. That way you know that the moment you get traction, you'll head in that direction without having to control the wheels at all. Like all vehicles in Halo 3, if you're in a hurry to enter one, hold down the enter button before you arrive. That way you'll climb aboard the moment you're in range. This also works great when boarding enemy vehicles, since it's hard to know exactly when they'll get inside your board range. As a driver, beware the Spartan laser. Watch for the red line of the laser or the telltale sound of one charging up, because they'll destroy your vehicle in a single shot. When you hear a beeping alarm, someone's got a missile pod locked onto you. So try to identify where they are and put obstacles or terrain between you and them to shake off the lock. Otherwise, you'll have to take evasive action and try to dodge out of the way. In which case, you're best off waiting until a volley of missiles is close, then swerving or speed boosting at the last minute. Finally, know that a charged plasma pistol shot or a power drain will cause your vehicle to stall, rendering you helpless, while a plasma grenade or sticky grenade can often destroy your vehicle. Besides, anyone you try to run over can dodge out of the way and carjack you. In other words, beware of enemies on foot and always keep moving as fast as you can. Let's look at the Mongoose. This is the fastest and lightest vehicle in Halo 3, capable of going 60 miles an hour. However, it has no weapons and virtually no armor. In other words, it's a great strategic tool to get up to 2 players to a key weapon, zone, flag, or bomb, and back again before the enemy arrives. However, it is poor for combat. The Mongoose's lightweight and speed make it very easy to roll, though about half the time you'll end up wheel side down again and able to ride off. Also note that you won't fall off a Mongoose unless it comes to a complete stop upside down. As long as you're rolling, you're holding on. Still, it's dangerous to take the risk of being out of control for so long. It's often fastest over the long run to slow down in corners or over rough terrain. For the same reason, you need to be careful around the brute shot. It's a common weapon, and its ability to pump out a high number of small explosions makes it a great way to tip a Mongoose over. If your passenger has a rocket launcher, shotgun, or charged plasma pistol, the Mongoose can be used effectively against other vehicles. However, when fighting infantry, you're still better off on foot or in another vehicle. Remember, the Mongoose was made for hit-and-run tactics. Note that the Mongoose's handling is affected by having a passenger on the back. It's far more likely to break traction in fishtail because of 1,000 pounds of extra Spartan on the back. Speaking of hit and run, splattering a shielded opponent with a Mongoose is really hard. You need to be going full speed and hit them dead on in order to kill. That's why you get an achievement for doing it in Lone Wolf. The best drivers can use this to their advantage. Due to the Mongoose's light weight, a teammate on the back can fire a brute shot behind your vehicle to launch it into the air. This allows you to cover ground even faster if you really need to reach that flag or other objective. Finally, the Mongoose is small enough to launch off of a man cannon, which can, if you're skilled and lucky, be a great way to get it deep into territories on Valhalla, if you're willing to take the risk. Next, let's take a look at the Warthog. The LAAG-equipped Warthog is a longtime Halo staple. It can quickly transport 3 people around a map, though if you're holding an objective item, you can only get in the passenger side. The Warthog is much more heavily armored than the Mongoose, particularly in the front, though the rear gunner is exposed to fire from the sides and the back. That means the canny foes aim for your gunner first, taking the tusks off your hog and reducing your threat. The LAAG turret on the back of the Warthog operates much like a regular heavy machine gun. However, it can swing 360 degrees around, and it can't fire down directly next to the truck. Even better, the Warthog's motion barely affects the turret's aim. This makes the Warthog effective at quickly mowing down infantry or enemy vehicles. The Warthog is 3,000 kilos of fuel-injected ballistic polycarbonate, titanium, and carbon nanotube. In other words, it's excellent for splattering foes. It's important to remember that the driver is an effective weapon themselves, especially when they use the e-brake to slide the tail around. Speaking of the e-brake, talented drivers will use the e-brake constantly to drift or slide around while keeping the driver's side of the Warthog facing away from foes to use the passenger side as a shield. The passenger has a 180-degree arc of fire in the front of the Warthog, and while it's often best to leave the seat empty in Slayer matches, having a rocket launcher or plasma pistol in that seat can really help take down enemy vehicles. Thanks again for taking part in vehicle training. To learn more about vehicle training, the Halo 3 Championship, or to register for the Play and Win sweepstakes associated with this basic combat training, click on any vehicle training banners you see on Xbox Live, or log on at xbox.com/US Army. The Halo 3 Championship is sponsored by the US Army. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. To learn more, visit goarmy.com.